What they don't know is that when we hang it up in 5 years, or 9 years, or 13 years, or maybe 17 years, or maybe, if I still have the strength, 20.
So it is to the printing press, to the recorder of man's deeds, the keeper of his conscience, the courier of his news, that we look for strength and assistance. Without debate, without criticism, no administration and no country can succeed, and no republic can survive.
Fight for what's right, fight for your life.
Morning, brother.
Good morning, good morning.
Man, what a great rally last night.
Pretty wild, huh? Pretty wild.
Good times.
Yeah.
Good times. Glad everyone is here this morning. Most of you are here last night. Yes, salute top of the morning to every single one of you. Woodman, how is your day going? Other than, you know.
Pretty wild.
You got a little echo
well,
there.
I don't know.
hear a little echo.
Yeah. Yeah. How do I do that?
You gotta mute your YouTube, buddy.
I did. There's oh, now there we go. I don't know how I got back off again. Well, I had it set up there for a second and boot. Hell, well, fingers grabbing something wasn't supposed to. I'm sorry. What was your question?
How's your morning, basically? How's your morning going, brother?
Oh, great, actually. I get to see my doctor today. Hopefully we'll get some other things fixed on me and be good to go. Get my car back, hopefully today. That'd be nice. The brakes went out on that.
Jeesh, you know, it was just your, well, you thought it was the ignition, or,
It was.
Okay,
I just had to replace the whole steering column, you know.
Jeez.
Oh, it was a nightmare. It's a rare car. It's, well, not really rare. For this year, it was very rare for them to put in tilt steering and cruise control. It was supposed to be like, you know, like luxury model.
Yeah.
So anyway,
so very few cars exist with that combination.
Yeah. Well, then you find a car that's it's a 1989. It's real old. You go find one that hasn't been smashed or junked or whatever. Out of 500, come on. We found one, and we had to make the best of one out of actually 3 of them. It was really crazy. Got it back though. Then my brakes went out, so I have, you know, a little nickel dime here. You know, we'll be all right. We'll be all right. Just takes time. How about yourself?
Good. Just a little rough start here. Is up a little late because after the rally, you know, I think you were still around for a while, but just kind of sat there, and yeah, I was up a little later than planned, and up a little earlier than planned, and just a little. Feel like I got a little something going on in the throat area, so I'm fine. I feel great. Just a little slow today, but we'll get there. Nothing we can't handle.
All right.
See a lot of the mods, Morning Face, Grillin', David Woodruff, I don't know, Danielle's in the house, Randy Robbins. Good morning, mods. Good morning, Patriots. So
great mods. Great mods.
Keep your popcorn within hand's reach.
You know it.
So, Brennan spy, new theories emerge about Trump Ukraine whistleblower. Now, we had talked about, or I did a video last week about this being a common tactic of this of some of the CIA, how they operate. when they want to make something look credible and they have their own manufactured leak. So we got the rumor blower, and we all know they even said that he didn't hear it firsthand. He heard it from somebody else. So you take that to be that the person that had the access, that has the clearance, you know, if you put it in just terms that everyone can understand, is like he was doing his job, took a smoke break or went to lunch, and then talked to somebody else about it. Like, I just can't, I don't like what I just saw. Well, what'd you see, man? I phone call with the president, and he did this. And then that secondhand person took that and runs and tells, who was a CIA officer. And now the other one we're going to supposedly get is the original, the one that the other one cited from. So that's an old tactic that the CIA uses to try. And normally it doesn't. You don't have so much limelight on the people in the background, so you wouldn't know. But this is a common tactic to get the firsthand information. So this is nothing new. We had the other guy telling us everything that this guy told him. So it's a back and forth whirlwind of bullcrap.
Yeah.
So as the Democrats move forward to impeach Trump over this high crime of asking the Ukraine to investigate its own political opponents, other than the ones that had dealings over there in the Ukraine in the past, theories have emerged suggesting the whole thing is 6 ways from Sunday, an operation from the intelligence community. The holdovers from the Obama administration and establishment deep state. All right, Democrats, Republicans, we'll just call it establishment deep state, to remove a sitting president who started flying too close to the sun for them. All right. So after Trump asked his Ukrainian counterpart on July 25th to investigate pro-Clinton Ukraine meddling in the 2016 election and allegations of corruption against lunchbox Joe Biden and his son Hunter, cocaine booted out of the Navy, a CIA officer who worked within the DNC meddler and Joe Biden filed a second-hand whistleblower complaint on a recently altered form, which previously allowed only first-hand information. So first, let's take a look deeper at the whistleblower reported by investigative reporter Paul Sperry. So he kind of broke the story on this, Paul Sperry. So he's a registered Democrat, the whistleblower, of course. He's a CIA analyst who specializes in Russia and Ukraine. He ran with the Ukraine desk. He ran the Ukraine desk at the National Security Council, the NSC, in 2016. He was detailed over to the NSC in the summer of 2015 and worked for then National Security Advisor Susan Rice. He worked for former Vice President Joe Biden when he served as Obama's administration, the point man. Remember, Obama put Biden as point man for China and the Ukraine. He may have flown over to the Ukraine a few times with Biden on Air Force Two. This CIA guy, he also worked for former CIA director, none other than John Brennan. It's a household name at this point, and appeared to have been a highly valuable employee to Brennan. Given Caramelia's rise when within the Obama administration's intelligence community, radio host Rush Limbaugh frames him as a spy. He's lurking in there in the West Wing as an Obama holdover. He's essentially a spy for John Brennan, and and he's there to do dirty work for the deep state. That's Rush Limbaugh's own words. So Limbaugh also goes on to cite journalist Cheryl Atkinson, who wrote in response to Sperry's outing of this Caramella, if the reporting is correct, it implies a whistleblower could have been worried Trump was getting close, very close, to uncovering this whole Democratic deep state Ukraine interference thing that we all know to have existed. We're at the tail end of it all, but man, it seems like the real crimes are right here at our doorstep, and we just need to get over this speed bump or unlock the door to get in. I don't know. We're waiting for any day. Durham, Barr, all of that. It is interesting to find out Barr's been doing this, like I've said, since October 2017. October 28th, the day that Q started posting in the very beginning. So.
Yeah, man.
Let me Beshear.
Yes, indeed. Well, you know, when they do this investigating thing, it's like a river, you know, that has like little things that join it. You know what I mean? So when they're investigating, they find all these little teeny weeny, I'll call them side shoots or whatever, you know, where then they have to investigate them. You know, it's really, really, really deep embedded. I mean, deep embedded. That's the nightmare I think they're facing, you know.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a lot of people involved.
Right. Yeah, man. Boy. Yeah. A lot of info, everybody. A lot of info to go over. You have to, you know, check them all out. You can't just leave a few without being investigated. Yeah, you know.
Well, like I said, the new standard for the Democratic Party is if you're running against Trump, then you shouldn't be able to be held accountable for your crimes, I guess. They act like it's politically motivated. But that's where the evidence or the dots connected you, like you said. Like, we all were so in tune with this whole Russia hoax, and if you dug deep enough, you started learning names and connections that all were logical, that wouldn't exist otherwise. You know, it's like, oh, the Fusion GPS, they had ties to the guy that wrote the whistleblower, and then the wife of this person who got fired is over there working, and she's still feeding the information to the FBI. Like, all these crazy ties that shouldn't exist, that totally just look bad because they are bad. There's no, well, I know it looks bad, but it's really not. No, it's bad because it looks bad, and it is bad. And when Mueller came out and people questioned him, certain questions that you wanted to be answered, and you're like, yeah, there's a good one. I want the answer to that. I want to hear it. And then he acted like he never heard of these people. He's like, well, I don't recall that name during our 2-year investigation. We never came across that. And you're like you said, it's a shoot. It's a plate of spaghetti with all these noodles and different connections, right? But yet, all these names that we were familiar with by digging and doing the research and following the money, connecting the dots, he never even heard of and talked to. And you're like, wow, that's really interesting. Didn't any of your investigative stuff lead you down this hallway to this door and talk to that person? No, never heard of him. And you just think like, did he maybe try to go down that road and there he was met with resistance or blocked by other investigations that were already I don't know, but I'm just saying it just seems really odd that because I mean that's how it works. I mean, real investigations lead to all kinds of things. When you watch these 48 hours or these investigative shows on murders and stuff, it's like one thing leads to another. Next thing you know, they end up charging the guy with the last 15 murders in the town because all the evidence pointed to that. You don't just horn in on the one thing and, well, we didn't look at that over there. Yeah, you did. And if not, you should. So, interesting for sure. Hunter Biden's Ukraine gas firm urged Obama to end corruption, report says. So that firm that Hunter was working for must have been sending reports over to Obama's department. Please stop all this investigating into us. We don't like it. So Hunter Biden's Ukraine gas firm urged Obama administration to end corruption allegations. So a new report released on Monday night, last night, alleges that the Ukraine gas company, Burisma Holdings, that employed Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, pressed that Obama administration to end the corruption allegations against them during the 2016 election year. In February 2016, a representative from the company tried to meet with the Undersecretary of State, Mrs. Novell, Catherine A. Novella, to discuss the allegations of corruption that the U.S. government was making toward the company, according to the memos obtained by award-winning investigative reporter John Solomon. Just 3 weeks before the Burisma Holdings overture to the state, Ukrainian authorities raided the home of oligarch who owned the gas firm and employed Hunter Biden, a signal the long-running corruption probe was escalating in the middle of the U.S. presidential election, Solomon wrote. Hunter Biden's name, in fact, was specifically invoked by the Bermuda representative as the reason the State Department should help, according to a series of small email exchanges among U.S. officials trying to arrange the meeting. So there you go. You got, per our conversation, Karen Termocha of the Blue Star Strategies requested a meeting to discuss with the U.S. Novelli USG remarks alleging Bermuda Holdings, Ukrainian energy company, of corruption. She noted that the two high-profile U.S. citizens are affiliated with the company, including Hunter Biden as a board member, and Teramato would like to talk with the U.S. Novelli about getting a better understanding of how the U.S. came to the determination that the company is corrupt. According to the Teramato, there is no evidence of corruption and has been no hearing process, and evidence to the contrary has not been considered. Would appreciate any background you may be able to provide on this issue and suggested TPs for U.S. Novelli's meeting. So again, it's kind of interesting, to say the least.
Well, Hunter's still on the board for some China thing, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Sure he is. Still, I can't believe. Look, how do you get busted with cocaine, and then all of a sudden you get promoted to this, and then you get promoted to that, making millions of dollars? Sign me up, man. Let me. I don't know anybody that has any coke to sell, but hey, look, I get caught with it. I might even be governor of our state.
Yeah.
Climb up the ladder, man. Yeah, climb up the ladder, man. Doesn't make any sense, everybody. It does not. It does not compute. It does not compute. And still there on boards, like China. Give me a break, man. Really, we're not. We got to be dumb and everybody and forget what you see. Oh, that's ridiculous, man. That's ridiculous. We put our country in their hands, man. What the heck? What the heck? Man, oh man, oh man. We need to shove a Bible down each one of their necks. They can either read it or they can eat it. China. They need the Bible. They need something, man. They need something. Holy cow.
All right, I'm looking up randomly here just to see. Trump's claims about Hunter Biden in China. No evidence. So here's I love these factcheck.orgs that are owned by whoever. Let's see here. President Trump has repeatedly accused Hunter Biden. This is what's funny. Like, all the news are like, so President Trump has repeatedly accused Hunter Biden without any evidence. They act like that's what matters. And it's like, we typically love evidence, but when it all came to Trump and Russia, you didn't care. You guys have done everything with no evidence, and after 3 years, still have no evidence. But yet, it doesn't matter to you. You don't like the tit for tat? Then shut the hell up. Because our stuff's real, That's why I can't stand people like, well, where's your evidence? And it's like, well, it's a paper trail, and it's all, we know for a fact that Biden was in charge of these places. We know for a fact that his son did this or worked here, got the job. Like, that's all clear and evident. Now, as far as like, evidence, you find a smoking gun that I hid, okay, we're looking for it.
There it is. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Well, that ain't mine. That's my neighbor Fred's.
You got Trump with all this access to classified information, working in an elevated place. You got, his lawyer Giuliani had went over to these places, talked to people, and they're still screaming like, Trump doesn't know nothing. What does he know? And it's like, he's just saying things don't look right. That it's bad. Well, what does he know? Hunter was the one over there working. He said it was all good. Biden was in charge back then. He said he was cleared. And it's like, okay, Trump said the same thing. Well, Trump doesn't know what he's talking about. I think he does, folks. I really, really think Trump does know what he's talking about. I think he's seen things. I think he's read things.
For real, man. Come on, everybody.
Trump's conversation on that phone with the Ukraine, that was sitting on some really highly sensitive hard drive. Some really sensitive hard drive. But yet Trump did that phone call. None of you heard that phone call. So there that he's involved with top secret things because his own phone calls are sometimes considered top secret or higher, just sitting on this little rogue hard drive that he had that somebody told him to put things on because everything else was getting leaked. So you can't blame him. All right. Let me see.
Yeah.
Morning. Trump was probably invited to do nasty things. All right, let me, what was I on? 6 facts.
Oh, boy. Biden.
6 facts.
Biden. Talk to the wall, Biden. Talk to the wall, man. Amazing.
Ooh, here we go.
I wonder when Hunter's going to start doing that. Genetics.
All right, so here's a couple of facts. In 2009, Hunter co-founded a new venture, Rosemont Seneca Partners. Rosemont and Hunter were given extraordinary opportunities in China while his father was vice president. Here are some key facts. Number 1, Joe Biden met with Hunter's Chinese partners days before they established a new investment firm. Joe Biden met with Hunter's Chinese partners days before. So in December 2013, Hunter landed in Beijing aboard Air Force Two. How did he get that ride? Because of his dad, accompanying his father on an official visit to visit China. So his dad was there, vice president, to visit China officially aboard Air Force Two. Hunter just gets kind of, tags along, I guess. Yeah, Dad, while you're doing some official stuff, I'm going to walk over to the bank and see if I can't get $1 billion loan real quick. I'll be back.
Yeah.
I had no idea this was going to happen. I just went with my dad on a little trip on Air Force Two, and I walked into a bank and I asked, and they're like, yeah. What's your name again? Hunter Biden. Because if it was Hunter Smith and you just flew in on a commercial airliner, I don't think it would have happened, bud.
Yeah, but Joe Biden never talked to Hunter about anything, remember?
Yeah, I never talked to my son about anything. Yeah, he's out of the Navy? I didn't even know he got out of the Navy. When did he get out? Did he retire? No, sir. He got booted for doing nose candy. Booger sugar.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, booger sugar. Oh, boy. Well, yeah, people forget that kind of stuff, but we don't. I'm sorry, man. I did hit a funny bone.
Hell yeah.
Sorry.
No, it is. It's
God, give me a break.
We're not trying to laugh about the corruption within our system here, folks, but sometimes it is funny how all this is really clear. It's really, 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 really clear. And
intelligent people get on the air and just look in the camera and lie, cover up, lie. Then you catch them in it. Well, it wasn't me. It was, I was Wilbur. I heard from his neighbor that I heard them guys talking about what they overheard, and you know what I mean? Think about all that angle that they're doing. This is crazy, man.
Oh, yeah. So
and they're getting away with it.
Is that their that company BHR, which is Bohai Harvest Trust or whatever. So the Bohai Harvest, call it BHR. Exceeding their initial, so number 2, BHR is a multi-billion-dollar enterprise. Exceeding their initial fundraising goal, the partners at BHR raised their target to $1.5 billion for the new fund. The company's website now brags it manages over RMB 15 billion in assets. That's equivalent to about 2.1 billion in today's dollars. Under the terms of the deal, BHR, in which Hunter's firm held an equity stake, would be a lead investor in the fund. Other investors included China Development Bank and China's Social Security Fund. So Joe Biden waves as he walks off Air Force 2 with his son and granddaughter when they landed there. Clones. Hunter and his partners had prominent roles within the company. Now, if we remember, this is where John Kerry's son started as well. He had something to do with some of this stuff here. I think quickly he realized, or somebody did, like, this ain't good for business. So, Hunter and his partners had prominent roles within the company. Despite the relatively lack of private equity experience, Hunter landed a prominent role with the new company. Under the terms of the original deal, Rosemont Seneca, Hunter's firm, shared a 30% stake with the Thornton Group, which is run by James Bogler, the son of longtime Massachusetts State Senate President Billy Belger. Hunter and Bogler joined the board along with Devin Archer, Hunter's longtime business partner. Archer also would serve as the vice chairman. Unbelievable. So BHR represented a unique investment opportunity. BHR's relationship were the only unique thing about the company. Rosemont Seneca was getting a piece of something that no other Western firm had, a private equity fund inside the recently established Shanghai Free Trade Zone with a focus on international acquisitions. With the backing of the state-owned Bank of China, one of the country's big 4 financial institutions, BHR had access to the types of deals that most Western firms only dreamed of, including IPOs and state-owned companies. Number 5, BHR invested in strategically sensitive assets in both China and the United States. So in December of 2014, BHR became an anchor investigator in the IPO of the China General Nuclear Power Company, a state-owned nuclear company involved in development of nuclear reactors. Not only is CGN a strategically important company in China, it was also facing legal scrutiny in the United States. In 2016, CGN was charged with espionage by the Justice Department for stealing U.S. nuclear secrets. Wow. And they were working with them. It wasn't an isolated incident. We know that. So it wouldn't be Hunter's last episode with China Capital. In 2017, he met with Yi Jingying, chairman of the Chinese energy company, CEFC, to discuss investment opportunities. After the meeting, Yi sent a 2.8 carat diamond to Hunter. 2.8 carat diamond to Hunter, along with a thank you card. When 6 months later, a CEFC executive was arrested in New York on unrelated bribery charges. His first phone call to Hunter's uncle, James Biden. James told the New York Times that he believed the call had been meant for Hunter, and that he had passed on his nephew's contact information. Interesting. That's interesting. It really is. The corruption just doesn't seem to stop. How deep
Big rock.
2.8 carat there. I hope you take this token of our appreciation and say yes to the deal. It was a little marriage proposal for this deal with that ring. Here, Hunter, we like to give you the ring, put it on your finger. Do you accept our deal? I do. A little bit of I do.
I do.
I accept your proposal, and I trump you.
I trump you. I trump you. Groovy, man.
I see your North Korea, and I trump you a Ukraine.
Oh, Lord. Yep. Things are coming out. A little bit. Trickle, 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 but it's coming out. Wow. Just a year before the election, man, everybody. You know, this is a dangerous territory right now. A year, everybody, really, a year. Wow. Wow, wow. Here's it though. That's the only way you can look at it. They started it. They really did.
So look at some of these headlines. I just put in, FISA abuse report. So we're just looking at 7 days, 6 days, 12 days, 11 days, 22 days, 7 days. Hannity reports on alleged FISA abuse and origins of the Russia probe will shock the conscience and soul of the nation. Gates, Donald Trump is innocent and the deep state is guilty. Don't let the coming IG report break your heart. Michael Horowitz finalizing of the FISA probe report nearing completion. DOJ Inspector General report due out Friday and covers more than just FISA abuse. That was 22 days ago. So, there has been holdups, folks. FISA abuse report lengthy. Has very few redactions. Watchdog group tells Congress. IG handling FISA probe. Others blast OLC for conducting whistleblower complaint. Wasn't urgent concern. Grassley suspects deep state responsible for delay in the FISA abuse report. I can get on with that one. Get on board with it. Because that's... I don't really... So Senator Chuck Grassley, Republican from Iowa, expressed frustration Monday after a months-long delay in the release of the Justice Department Inspector General's report on possible FISA FBI surveillance abuse against the Trump campaign, questioning whether the deep state has somehow slowed the release of this document. All of the delays and excuses why Horowitz IG FISA report isn't public yet, after several months of anticipation of its issue, leads me to suspicion that it's going to be a deep six by the deep state.
Wow.
And that's our concern. It's like it comes out and nothing is really clear in it, or nobody goes down, and we know it was another, that these people didn't stop it. We're trying to stop this ongoing coup that's been going on for before Trump won. It was going on before Citizen Trump to President Trump. We know that they shifted from illegally spying with the Five Eyes to doing it legally through the FISA. They had to, because Trump won. So they had to really quickly run around. We got 2 months before he takes over. And they had to get stuff into the courts and get the legal system. You know what I'm saying? Before that, they were doing it illegally. After that, it was still illegally, but they, you can trick a whole room of people to do something as long as you get that paperwork in the beginning to say, look, we got the authorization. We got a spy on Trump. All right. But nobody would do it until it was legal from within the U.S., And that's why all these people that were caught up in that, like, are you serious? We're going to spy on the president? Yep, we've been authorized to. That's just how it goes down.
Well, insurance policy. Give me a break, man. They've been, like you say, for a long time. Come on. Give it a rest. They're going to lose everything here pretty soon. They're going to lose control. So he can do more at that point. They're just they need to start doing a job. We pay them to do a job. They're fictitious everything. Fabricate. Hollywood. It's Hollywood at its finest. Hollywood.
A script.
And and on our bill, on our tab, really, we're paying for that. Can't even see it. We're paying for all this stuff. We're not allowed. We're not this. We're not that. Republicans aren't allowed, you know. We're having a closed meeting. Several of them, closed meeting. History. I don't know, man. There's got to be some way we got to wake everybody up through all this stuff. We have to figure out some way, man. Shove a Bible down their neck, get them on the right side, man, and they won't be fighting everybody. They'll learn how to get along and love each other and make things happy.
Oh, yeah.
To be, you know, not this interior crap going on. They have work to do.
So we got, let me get this ticker or up here off on Trump's tweet. So sad to see what is happening in New York, where Governor Cuomo and Mayor de Blasio are letting out 900 criminals, some hardened and bad, onto the sidewalks of our rapidly declining, because of them, city. The radical left Dems are killing our cities. NYPD commissioner is resigning over this. So looks like they're just doing whatever they want up there.
Yep.
Let's see if Trump said anything else. A wonderful family and friends from Utah got caught between two vicious drug cartels who were shooting at each other, with the result being many great American people, including young children and some missing. If Mexico needs our request help in cleaning out these monsters, the United States stands ready, willing and able to get involved to do the job quickly and effectively. The great new president of Mexico has made this a big issue, but the cartels have become so large and powerful that you sometimes need an army to defeat an army.
Wow.
That's about right.
Yeah, man.
I say go down there and liberate the hell out of these these demons. Arrange that meeting with,
Really.
God will judge him, but, you guys just arrange that meeting.
Yes, indeed. Wow.
They need to get Adam Schiff under oath. They need to get Adam Schiff under oath, basically.
So what? He just lie. But that's
True.
a waste of air right there.
Well, it's kind of like,
He
yeah, but
does
if
it
you
all
already
the
know,
time.
I see. Well, I don't think it ends with that. Like, seems like, it's like when the FBI comes and knocks on your door, and they're always like, "Where were you last Tuesday?" They kind of know where you were last Tuesday. They just want you to lie so they can get you on that one charge of, if anything and all else fails, they got you on that line. Like, we knew you weren't at Walmart last Tuesday. We asked you. So like I said, any time a cop comes knocking on your door and they have that question of where were you last Thursday, you might as well, they know where you were. That's why they're asking the question.
Otherwise they wouldn't know who to go look for. Why would they
it would
be
be
there?
at your door knocking.
They're not selling flowers.
Yeah. I don't really recall where I was last Thursday.
Yeah, man.
I mean, if you look at this stuff, they're all lawyers, folks. If you go back, I've done this a couple years ago, watch the deposition of Bill Clinton from the 90s. I recommend you do it, Woodman. It was really huge to go, like they were going live or recording it all. Bill Clinton fought really, really, really hard to not have it recorded. He didn't want any of that. But, of course, they did. And if you watch that from the takeoff, he's sitting there all just kind of pissed off in the beginning, and then they get started, and he's like, I would like to read a statement first, and I'm going to refer back to this throughout this, what we're doing here today. But he read off this really lawyerized statement. He's like, I blah blah blah, look up once in a while, kind of blah blah blah, 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 blah. And it basically laid out the groundwork for however, but as they would refer to or question him, he'd refer back to, I'll refer back to my opening statement. I'll refer back to my opening statement. It was like this nice lawyered piece of. But anyway, if you remember that, if you get to the end of it, or you can remember, you know, he accused them of asking wrong, like when it came to the line, like, well, you said you didn't have sexual relation. You said sexual relation. I don't consider, you know, a BJ a sexual relationship. You guys should have asked me this way or that way. It's like the whole, it's just effery, folks. It's like, you know, you have to get real specific. Like if you know, arguing with, you know, you have a girlfriend and you guys, maybe cheating's happening and you've asked her, are you cheating or did you do this? Did you sleep with them? And she's like, no, you're crazy. You're going nuts. And then you find out that she did some other things and you're like, oh my God, I asked you. No, you asked me if I slept with them. I said, no, you're crazy. Yeah. I just went to dinner and to the movies with them and did some other things, but I didn't have, you know, it's like, oh my God. So that's what Bill Clinton acted like that. This whole panel of people, they didn't ask him right. They asked him 3 different ways. Did you do this? Did you have a relation? Did you? And he's like, no. And it's like, in my head, I call that this. And you guys asked me in this other way. So if you would have asked me the right way, I might have gave you the right answer. But since you didn't ask me, it's Witcher. That's a lot of voodoo.
Yeah, hoodoo, voodoo, you do. Yeah,
it's
man.
hard to keep your head on or keep your focus on that crap, but interesting. So learn thy enemy, see how they work, and then you can sometimes predict how they're going to act.
Yeah.
How they're going to act. So what do you think about the Q being back now? I don't know if they've verified. We got the kind of a proof last night. I don't know, but that was a hell of a long pause. I don't know, maybe 17 years.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, 17 years. I don't know truly why the pause was there, but I'm glad he's back. Now Q has really gained of
what for the why Q is gone? That whole platform got taken down. The 8chan.
Well,
if you remember,
I seen that, but there's other avenues, you know, that, you know. Anyway, we don't know. We don't know.
Yeah. No. We were always told there'd be no comms outside of that of the way that Q does it. They wanted it to be secure, and there's you know, it's not like Q was going to jump over to Facebook or Twitter and start, you know, posting from those platforms. Those would have been shut down quicker than you can before a post would have got out. So now the whole, you know, you know, the proofs normally like would be with Trump doing something that makes it like, ooh, you know, like Q telling us that he's going to go 93 days dark and then wait 93 days and then post again. That's not that miraculous. That's like me telling you, Woodman, I'll call you next Monday. And then I call you next Monday. It's not like, ooh, you called me. Oh my gosh, I'm baffled. I told you. I was,
yeah.
But the baffling thing is that he put that in July, 93 DK. And then the boards got shut down and all this stuff happened. Even the owners of 8chan, they didn't know. They were trying to get the platform up again. They went to this other platform, the 8kun. I don't know. Timing is kind of like to know that it was going to take 93 days for everything to, and maybe, you know, it was put up finally up a day or two ago, and then even Q himself could have waited another day or two and then posted. And so I mean, it's still pretty good, pretty interesting. Lots had happened there in that 90 some days for the, you know, the guy that owned 8chan. Did they know, you know, were they able to? So it is interesting. It's the opposite kind of proof for that little scenario than what we normally get, but it's still pretty good. Still lots of days went by and for something to work out perfectly like that. So lots of left have dropped out too. Have you seen who else was it? Is Booker gone yet? Cory Booker, or is he still in? I know Beto's out.
I imagine he is. They really talk about 3 primarily, even though there's 4 left. I believe there's 4 left.
That's
anyway,
it. All the other ones. I
that's,
thought there was a lot more than that. I thought there was 25. They haven't all.
Oh no, they.
Well, I mean, at the beginning, okay, there was 25 to start, 24 to start. I know that, but who has all dropped? I don't even pay that much attention to that. But if you guys know, maybe jump in here on the comments. What about the real young kid? I can't stand him. The real young kid. He was the youngest person ever, I think, to run on the left.
You mean Pete?
Not Pete. It was that one guy.
He's pretty young. Pretty young.
Yeah, it was the youngest guy from them was I don't know, he goes on Fox News a lot and he's a moron.
Yeah. Well, you got to, at this point, at this stage, you have to have X amount of money, yada yada yada, and if you don't have it, you got to duck out. So they're all gone except for the main ones, yeah. And we don't know a lot of what's going on in here, like Trump was saying last night. Doesn't make a difference what's said or done. You got all the fake news. You got all the fake news in the back there, man. And he was pointing out about how many times it turned the lights on and off and everything.
You remember the Swaywell dude?
Swaywell.
He's a real young kid.
Yeah, but gone. You got to be gone. Like I say, you have to have X amount of money, and that's why a lot of people ducked out. You can't continue on. I couldn't take those people serious anyway.
No, they couldn't take themselves seriously.
I don't care how many. I said a long time ago, if you take all the good stuff from each one of those 25 or whatever, if you take some good stuff out of that, compel it into one, you might have a chance. But no, they have no format. They have guessing power all over the place, but come on, man. They want to, it's going to be free my butt, man. We're not going to be able to make any money. You're going to be able to do anything at all. Hey, we'll get 10 people is going to get $1,000 a month per year.
Oh, today's supposed to be pretty huge.
Vote day.
What was Project Veritas supposed to be releasing something? Yeah. Prince. Yeah. Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein. They have something about Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, yeah, you heard that one doctor talking about it. There's no way in the world that he could have broke his neck that way. The doctor, I can't remember. And he was.
Did you?
He was saying it's all a hoax because he said procedure is this. Once you get in there, you take pictures, undisturbed scene, take pictures. Yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Did not happen. No, they made a deal with that guy. He's probably got a face change and everything else by now, out walking the streets, dating your daughters and your granddaughters and whatever. Unbelievable, man. How they do things. Unbelievable. Sun's shining.
Why is it that? So did you see the Navy SEAL that was on Waters?
I've seen him on Gutfield, man. Gosh, yeah, yeah, I saw that. Is that what you're referring to, or a different thing? Because
No,
he's
yeah,
been on
just-
more than on one. He's been on more than just one. But he had a good time on Gutfield show. He could be himself, you know. You know what I mean? Relaxed. Yeah, that was great. They all got to joke around a little bit, you know.
Good
Yeah,
here, I'm
believe it or
pulling this
not,
up.
everybody, these SEAL team people and the Rangers and so forth, they are real people. You know, they do have feelings too, you know. They're just doing a tremendous job for the country. I know a lot about that. You know, they're to be commended for everything they do.
I've had the story for 3 years. I've had this interview with Virginia Roberts. We would not put it on the air. First of all, I was told, who's Jeffrey Epstein? No one knows who that is. This is a stupid story. Then the palace found out that we had her whole allegations about Prince Andrew and threatened us a million different ways. We were so afraid we wouldn't be able to interview Kate and Will that also quashed the story.
There you go.
Wow.
These are people talking off camera, they thought.
Yeah, they thought. Yeah, they thought.
Breaking ABC News anchor caught on hot mic in August, disgustedly exposing network's decision to strategically spike bombshell investigation into the Epstein story. I mean, this is like 3 years old, this clip here, but
Yep.
TikTok.
Amazing. Tuesday. All right.
See, look,
everybody
update,
doing?
Project Veritas, update. Twitter has completely removed the hashtag Epstein cover-up from the U.S. trending list. This naturally, these hashtags that we create on Twitter start buzzing, and if they make it up into the high levels of what's trending, and Twitter's like, we don't like that one, bloop, and they can delete it.
Yeah.
But we don't want no hashtag investigate Epstein, but we'll have hashtag impeach Trump. Oh, well, we love that one. Even if it's not trending, we're going to bump it up a little bit. You know, we love that. This is unbelievable. Evil people.
Do
Not
not
really.
do as I do as I say, and I mean that. End of story. That is what they are portraying, everybody. Crazy. If we, Mike, you and I done 1,000th of what they are doing, I'd be talking to you from a jail cell. Give me a break.
Oh, yeah.
That's a little peons get caught for that kind of stuff, and you know, we get heavily chastised or put behind bars or not. They can do tremendous times, multiple times, evil than what we can, and they do it at a mass level. They get a hand, you get fake a hand, or no, you have to prove every word of that was, you know, I mean, that wasn't me, my cousin Wilbur or his clone or something or whatever. You and I'd be in jail, man. They'd probably throw the key away. Probably get murdered for treason for doing that stuff as a citizen, you know?
Oh, yeah. No, exactly. I agree.
Well, think about it. If in the military, you done that shit in the military, you and I both know what happened to you. Neither one of us would be here alive. That's for sure. I guarantee it, man. Treasonous acts are not taken lightly in the military. Believe that.
We would be in
Rightfully
jail,
so.
like Jonna said. Epstein didn't try to kill himself. His cellmate did that. That's right. There's a lot of funny things. He was under 24 hours watch. He was under suicide watch. He kept complaining that his roommate or his bunkie mate tried killing him in his sleep, maybe. Like, I don't know, I'm waking up, this guy keeps putting me in headlocks. All right, don't worry about it. You're fine. And then he ends up dead. I don't know. It just seems funny. All right, we're going to shut this one down. I got some stuff to get going on here. We hit an hour. We're at our hour mark. Woodman and myself will probably definitely be back tomorrow morning. Last week was hectic. I know we only got a show or two out in the morning. Folks, we do what we can when we can, schedules permitting. So I plan on, as of right now at this moment, and I'm pretty sure Woodman as well, tomorrow morning we should be back around the same time. We'll go for an 8:15, 8:30-ish. I think today was 8:30-ish kickoff, but we're anywhere in that time, even if it's later. But we're going to try to go early this week. I got lots going on, and it's a pretty nice day out. I got a few things to take care of still out in the, just to get ready for winter. Woodman's got to go see the doctor, so we'll give you plenty of time to get ready for that. And anything you want to say to the Patriots before we cut out of here, Woodman? Any?
God bless you all, especially the mods. Tremendous people. Tremendous. You can't say enough good words about them. Pray for each other, take care of the elderly, and hugs are free. Hug somebody. Pay for somebody's meal. Take an elderly person a meal. My wife, when she was in a nursing home, they took real good care of her. So every other week, I bring them food from the Legion and have it passed out there. Do something like that. Some of these old people, they're forgotten about, thrown away, like locked in a closet, and left there. Is sad but true. God bless every one of you. Pick up the Bible, read a little bit. If only of us like say, a half a chapter in a day or something or whatever. You learn from it. If everybody was to do that, we wouldn't have a problem right now. We'd all be real peaceful and doing things for each other, to help each other out. Making this a great world. God bless you all. God bless Mike. Thank you so much for having me on as much as you do. I really do enjoy it. I guess that's pretty much all I got to say, except for airborne all the way.
Brother. All right.
Airborne all the way.
We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. I'm going to there'll be some shows out throughout the day on the old Patriot Hour, so make sure you check in over there like always. So you'll get the alerts if you're subscribed, and the same here. If you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that button. Give us a like on your way out. Helps beat the algorithms. And me and Woodman, we'll see you back here live tomorrow morning. Look for possibly a live show Wednesday night as well. We'll try to do a midweek, something a little later in the evening. Not too late, not too early, but we'll get something arranged. Woodman, brother, Patriots worldwide. We'll see you back here on the next update news cycle. And don't ever give up any of your constitutional rights anymore. Giving them up to idiots is always a bad idea. It's hard to get things back from idiots once you give it to them for nothing. So quit doing it. Hold on to everything we got. God bless each and every one of you. We'll see you back here real soon.
What they don't know is that when we hang it up,
So it is to the printing press, to the recorder of man's deeds, the keeper of his conscience, the courier of his news, that we look for strength and assistance. Without debate, without criticism, no administration and no country can succeed, and no republic can survive.
Fight for what's right. Fight